Arsenal have a massive opportunity. I'm not even trying to exaggerate. We're going to speak about it in this video. We're also going to be speaking about the Arsenal versus West Ham game, but also Liverpool. Because I think there's a misconception around Liverpool, an assumption around Liverpool that I just don't agree with. And we're going to speak about it. Look, maybe you'll agree with me. Maybe you won't. That's absolutely okay. But we're going to speak about it. Before we do, though, very quickly, just hit like on this video. So, as I do in all these kind of before the match videos, I'm going to ask you a quick question before we get into it. And it's a very easy one. I just want to know your score prediction. Last time we done this, about 10 people got it right. And in the breakdown video, I gave them all a shout out. And I'll do exactly the same for this game. So before I get into the video, just let me know your Arsenal versus West Ham score prediction in the comments section. Look, Liverpool. People have made their minds up and are convinced that Liverpool are going to win the title. And in my head, I'm like, oh, this season's going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult. Don't get carried away. But then when I think about it longer, I'm like, Arsenal are probably going to win the title. And I'll tell you why, right? I kind of still see Liverpool how maybe Man City and Liverpool saw Arsenal last season or the season before. You know, where it's like, yeah, they're a good team. Like, the first part of the season, they've been really good. But it's almost like Man City fans were expecting Arsenal to drop away. And if I'm being honest, I still feel the same way about this Liverpool team. Go back 3-4 months. I've been saying this all season. Liverpool at some point will drop off. I can 100% admit that they deserve to be exactly where they are, which is top of the league. They have been the best team in the league this season. But they're still like... people seem to be putting them up as Man City, like they're just going to go on and dominate for the whole season. Liverpool aren't Man City. They're not as good as Man City. They're not as good as these previous Man City teams. Liverpool, it's almost like people assume that they're the same as Man City because they've been rivaling Man City. They're not the same. Like, they haven't won the title in about 5 years. Was it 2019, 2003? 5 years ago, Liverpool won the league. And they've been the same as Arsenal, where they start off well, but then they do at some point inevitably drop off. We saw it last season. We saw it the season before. And fair enough, this season, they seem to have taken that run on an extended period. Like, they've had a good moment so far, but we've seen, like, they haven't been flawless. Just look at their results this season. Like, they've dropped loads of points. It's just a shame that Arsenal haven't been able to capitalise when they've needed to. And look, of course, it's still going to be difficult for Arsenal. I'm not saying Arsenal are favourites for the league, but I'm sick of hearing people say the title's done. Arsenal have absolutely no chance. And I just think, how can you say that? Like, the fact Arsenal are still even in with a shout with how bad they've been at points this season is remarkable to me. Because, like, if I'm trying to assess Arsenal's season so far, like, it's not been a particularly good one. The past 2 seasons, in my head, I don't know why, but I just have more of a positive feeling about. Maybe it's because I'm just living in the moment and results recently haven't been that great for Arsenal. But we don't appear to me to be the same team as we was last season in terms of just being able to grind out those results. We seem to struggle in games and in moments and for periods of this season. So it's still going to be difficult. It doesn't help the fact that we're lacking in attack. And I'm not going to get into the whole, oh, we should have bought players in January. But we definitely should have bought players in January. We all know that. But yeah, I just still feel there's a twist and turn to come in this Premier League title race. And the amount of people I'm seeing write off Arsenal and just say this league is done, it's not confusing to me because, like I said, I kind of understand. Liverpool probably are favourites, but I wouldn't say Arsenal are totally out of the race. Another thing that's interesting very quickly before we talk about the West Ham game is the Champions League draw. Very interesting, the side that Arsenal have been put into. But before I speak about the Champions League, let me know your thoughts on Liverpool and Arsenal. Like, do you still give Arsenal a realistic chance of winning the league? And if you do, I just want to know, what's the percentage chance you give Arsenal of winning this league? It'll be interesting to see what number people put out there. Is it 50%, 40%, 30%, 80%? Let me know. So the Champions League draw is interesting. I'm seeing a lot of people out there worried because of the side of the draw that we're on. And I would just say, don't worry. Like, I've kind of said on this channel before, you live for those kind of nights. Bring me Real Madrid in the Champions League. And the fact that if we get through against PSV, we have the chance to play either Atletico Madrid or Real Madrid. To me, that's very exciting because if you beat Real Madrid, all of a sudden you're favourites to win the Champions League. So, look, I'll do another video speaking more in depth about the Champions League probably in a couple of days' time. But it's interesting, the side of the draw that Arsenal are on. Let me know your thoughts on the draw. PSV, will it be a difficult game? Look, for me, I think every game is going to be difficult. We saw that last season. You can't get carried away with Porto. Many of us were saying, right, we've got an easy draw here. We took it. They took us to penalties. So it's never going to be an easy 100% game. But we should be looking favourites to go on and play, hopefully, Real Madrid in the next round. Let me know your thoughts on that side of the draw. Arsenal versus West Ham. What's my score prediction? I'm going to tell you straight away my score prediction. I'm going for an Arsenal, and I got it right last time as well. I'm going to say Arsenal are going to win this game 3-1. I think Arsenal are going to win this game 3-1. But what do we have to do that? There's going to be some changes maybe in this Arsenal team. We can't change it too much because, as we all know, there's very limited options. Mikel Merino, will he start? This is the massive question. There's kind of inside leaks coming out that it's looking like Merino will start, but whether that happens or not, I don't know, because I've not heard it from Mikel Arteta himself. Now, I hope to see Mikel Merino starting. He probably deserves it. People are saying, well, he's good to have as an impact player coming off the bench, but then that means starting Sterling. And if we're being honest, he is a player that's struggling. He's been struggling all season. And how long do you have to keep coping with a player before you make the decision? And yes, it may affect Sterling's confidence. The fact that a central midfielder is being picked to play ahead of him, because it will mean Trossard moving to the left. So Sterling's essentially losing his place to Mikel Merino, who is a central midfielder playing as a striker. But that's just what it is. Sterling has had the opportunity to perform. We said a couple of weeks ago, this is the perfect chance. If ever it's going to happen for Sterling to show that he can still be a decent Premier League player, he will get his chance. He's had his chance, and he wasn't good enough in that game. Yes, he tried. You can't blame him for not trying or being lazy, but it just lacks quality. He didn't have no change out of his fullback. He was getting taken the ball off him every single time. He didn't beat his fullback. Just a very, very poor game. So Mikel Merino has to absolutely start in this game. And then Sterling's being reduced to being an impact player. Now your chance is you've got 20 minutes or 15 minutes to come off the bench, and then you need to affect the game in that way. If you show you can do that, you may get another opportunity before the players like Saka, Martinelli start coming back. Because when them guys come back, you've got no chance. You might play the last 10 minutes against the game that we're 4-0 up. That is what your game time will be reduced to. So now, yeah, you're going to be on the bench for West Ham. You need to come off the bench and show that you can still do it. This is the team I think Arsenal are going to play. David Raya, Jurriën Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, Odegaard, Nwaneri, he will score as well, by the way, Trossard and Mikel Merino up front. Like I said, with that team, I think Arsenal are going to win 3-1. But let me know your score predictions in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on everything you've heard in this video. What's your thoughts on the Champions League group? Are you happy to be on the same side as Liverpool, on the same side as Real Madrid? Or would have you preferred the other side, like Barcelona's route, who seem to have some easy teams around them? You've obviously got Bayern Munich on the other side of the draw. So maybe we get through this side of the draw and play Bayern Munich in the final and we get our revenge against Bayern Munich. That would be sweet. Let me know your thoughts on the title race. How much of a chance do you give Arsenal? Are we still in it? Are people overhyping Liverpool's chances? Because I still think Liverpool are going to drop more points. But yeah, thanks so much for everyone for watching and listening. Before you go, like I said, do me a quick favour. Just hit like and subscribe and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.